Podcasts. Welcome to the Rob and Kale Podcast. Rob Sanders.
Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
Bend over and I'll show you. You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you.
The Rob and Kale Podcast.
Hey, we get to use the holiday intros. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. My friend Carolina Jackpot says it's now his state. Oh, welcome to the program.
What's going on, guys? Sorry we're a little bit late starting tonight. I cooked dinner, and I don't know, I kind of lost track of time, didn't plan it great, and my apologies. So glad to see everybody here tonight. I love it when we get the Christmas music started up. Some people don't like Christmas music. I like it. In fact, I yearn for it. So
I like the Christmas music. Yeah. So we're going to put the link out there, let you guys just have at it. I know there's going to be a lot of dum-dums that are going to want to run their mouth at me, and we'll let you run your mouth. You won. Before we do that, a little 30-second statement for me.
Turn your volume up a little bit.
I'll turn me up a little bit. All right, hold on. Let me make sure. Let's see here. Maybe that'll help out. Is that a little better?
There you go.
All right, there you go. Anyway, 30 seconds from me. Yes, South Carolina won. I took 2 phone calls yesterday when I was live on the radio. One of them was from my buddy Carolina Jackpot, who I have the ultimate respect for as a fan. The other was from Mike Muse, who actually spilled blood out there on the proving grounds trying to make South Carolina a viable program at one point. I took calls from them. There are other people that I respect, such as Wendy Wyatt, and a list of others. Even the old comrade gets to run his dick sucker. But understand this. I still think Shane Beamer's a bitch. I still think your team is not as good as you think they are. But I've said since the beginning that Clemson's not very good either. Yes, Shane Beamer's won 2 times out of what is he? 2? How many? He's won 2 games in Death Valley. Congratulations.
He's 2-2. He owns Death Valley, and he hasn't won in Columbia.
Yeah. So there you go. I still think your coach is a whining, crying bitch. If you don't believe, go back and look at the press conference from yesterday where the win got him up into tears. How he leads men, I don't know. I know you guys have to suck his penis because he's going 9-3.
Well, I mean, the win actually reduced me to tears. So,
well, you're different, Jackpot. You're different. This guy's an idiot. You know that as well as I do.
Right.
But anyway, there you go with that. Your coach still sucks. I don't think your team's very good. Clemson shouldn't be in the playoffs either.
Not very good. You're full of shit.
Clemson shouldn't be in the playoffs either. I don't think they should be in the playoffs. They're not very fucking good.
Okay, I would say we played like shit yesterday and still found a way to come from behind and win. We played like hell. That was a D-plus game. It was a terrible effort on defense. They played soft as fuck. They let Klubnik complete too many long passes. Didn't get enough pressure on him. They played like shit. But, I mean, they still got the win. You got out-coached.
By the way, you won. Congratulations.
Dabo got out-coached by Shane Beamer.
You couldn't keep your fucking guy from fucking pushing people at the end of the for plays and everything else. Don't tell me that
he got out-coached by Shane Beamer. He can't keep his quarterback in check enough to set up a field goal to tie the game and go to overtime at home with momentum and win. Instead, we're out here throwing interceptions because we're going into business for ourselves.
I'll roll with the national championship coach over the press conferences. I'll roll with the national championship coach over the coach that cries.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You can win 50 national championships. He still has been out-coached by Shane Beamer both times that they played in Clemson. Out-fucking-coached.
Well, that is your opinion. Well, I would agree with you.
It's not an opinion. The scoreboard proves it to be fact.
Just because you think that you're out coaching,
because you won the game doesn't mean you played better. Okay, then.
Okay.
Anyway,
Makima, hold on.
Scoreboard's not a good indicator of who the better team was there, guys.
Fantastic says, whoever's in jackpot, I'll be happy. Best of luck to your decision. I want to put out Makima here. Makima, why aren't you in the ACC championship game, Makima? Where the fuck is Miami? They're sucking fucking dick. That's where they are. Go fuck yourself, bitch. You ran your mouth all fucking year. We're going to the ACC championship game, and you're not. Fucking get the clap, asshole. All right, let's bring the game fans.
Blake over in the comment section says this response to the game is very bitch-made, Rob. Based on all the things you've been saying, this is extremely embarrassing. I agree.
It's not. That's fine. It's not. I gave you credit for winning the game. Congratulations. I still don't think either team belongs in the playoffs. So there's that. But by the way, I have put a link in the description for a Clemson hat for you South Carolina fans, because for you to go to the playoffs, you kind of need Clemson to win. So there you go.
Yeah, that's not
Red Devil to the thing here. Welcome to the show, Tiger Red Devil. Sir, this is where you talk.
Well, hold on a second.
I didn't hang up on him. He's right there. I don't know what's going on with him. Oh, maybe. Oh, he's over on the other one. Hold on. Let's try again. Tiger Red Devil, welcome to the show.
Hey, finally get to speak to you guys. Kind of face.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
First off, Jackpot, congrats, dude. I'm here to eat my crow. Lifelong Tiger. I'm from Sumter. I live in the Richmond, Virginia area now, so I don't have to put up with what my parents are listening to right now. But you guys were the better team, man. You just wanted it more than we did. You did. You were the better team. And that's Sellers, man. I mean, he's impossible. And it's just not Clemson that couldn't tackle him. Other teams have had a hard time tackling that guy.
Yep.
And I do hope you guys make it. And it fucking pains me to say that. But I really hope you guys do get in the playoffs. But you had said something earlier about the name on the jersey. I could see that biting Carolina in the ass. I could see that.
Yep. For real.
And it's fucked up because South Carolina, since the Alabama game, you guys have been on a roll, man. And you helped expose some of the problems at Clemson yesterday. Shane Beamer takes transfers. He does it the right way. Dabo.
Yeah, I mean, look who made the play. Look who sealed the deal with the interception. A transfer.
Right. Plus,
I mean, the guy's also very an older player too. I mean, he literally has a wife and 2 kids. Not a joke. I mean, a very mature player out there making plays for the Gamecocks. So give Beamer credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, he's done some stupid shit in the past, and I told my friends I was going to.
He did stupid shit yesterday. Did you watch the press conference?
I did.
He cried like a bitch. And then, hey, Todd, how was that? You motherfuckers don't know how to win. It is precious. It's absolutely precious.
But Rob, also, hilarious. Look at some of the stuff Dabo's done in the past. I mean, come on. Everybody has their foot.
But Dabo has won titles.
I know.
Has won conference titles. There's a huge difference.
There's steps to getting to that, though. This is a step towards getting to that.
You have the same fucking season that you had 2 seasons ago. It's the same goddamn season.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You beat
Clemson. No, it's not. That team was left for dead.
No, you beat a top SEC team in Tennessee.
That team didn't win 6 games in a row.
Oh, God, jackpot. Come on.
What?
Stop with that.
What? That team didn't win 6 games in a row.
That
team went and lost to a horrible Florida team before they beat Tennessee. It's the
same season. It's the same season.
No, it's not.
Okay.
This is the best I've seen the Gamecocks play, Robin, at least the Connor Shaw years, probably. I mean, honestly, they're on a roll right now. You gotta give them credit.
I give them credit for being on a roll. They're playing good football, yeah.
Sellers is the most dominant player we've had on the field probably since Clowney was there. I know different side of the ball, but
I was on Tiger Net today.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just Sellers played a great game. He's not the best player on your fucking team, though. He's not.
He absolutely is.
No, Stewart's the best player on your fucking team, dude. Stop with the bullshit.
Well,
the one that's going to get drafted and be a fucking game-changing player is Stewart.
Kyle Kennard's had a good season, too. Really good season.
Stop with that bullshit. Oh, Sellers is fucking into hot. No, he's not. Stewart's the best player on the goddamn team.
Stewart might be the best player on the defense.
Oh, God damn it. This is why it's really hard for me to even remotely talk with some of you guys. Go and look at any NFL.
It's really hard for you to talk because you lost and you're taking it like a
brother. I called
like a man. I expected more of this better from this than you. I expected better.
Rob has been saying for a long time now that Clemson is not a dominant team. I'll give him credit on that.
I have said that. You beat a mediocre Clemson team yesterday. Congratulations.
And the problem with Clemson is we ain't getting any better, Rob. We're not.
That may be true.
7 decommits.
To be fair, there's decommitments everywhere.
I know, but when's the last time Clemson's lost 7, though? Think about it. Look at the past recruitment.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it, but you're right. The decommitment thing is hard to understand. But anyway.
And all the Clemson fans are they're going to have a hard time keeping Sellers and Stewart. They are going to throw money at those guys. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be on South Carolina's team next year. Definitely. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to say, hey, I was hoping Peckerhead would get on here.
Peckerhead's over there jerking himself off somewhere.
I could give him a piece of my mind. He talks about Clemson and he talks about Manchester United, and that's enough.
Well, you see where he went to school, but obviously, I don't know. I think his dad's probably a Clemson fan. Maybe there's something with that where sons want to disappoint their fathers, and maybe that's why he went to Clemson, got his degree, but he's a South Carolina fan. I don't know.
And when he was at Clemson, we were probably dominating. He had the golden ticket and he fucked it up. So.
I bet there's a picture of him out there with a Clemson shirt on somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There is.
Hey, anyways, guys, Carolina Jackpot, congrats, brother. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
You have a good evening.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Big Barney Ross, thank you for the super chat. Says South Carolina didn't lose a game in November, finished the season on a 6-game winning streak, and beat 4 ranked opponents out of the 7 it faced. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Big Barney Ross brings facts to the argument.
Sure. I found the perfect song for the Gamecock fans. Here you go. Happy joy. Everybody sing. Happy joy. Happy joy, you won. Yay.
Let me find the song for you. Let me see. Let me find it on my playlist here. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me?
Tom, welcome to the program, Tom. Tom?
First of all, yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me? Congratulations to Jackpot.
Thank you.
I was watching the game on my phone as I was walking up the spiral yesterday, going to the Alabama Auburn game.
You too.
Yes, sir. Turned the ball over 4 times in the first half, turned it over once in the second. So 5 turnovers, and was still able to win by 2 touchdowns. So
what are we talking about here, sir? What are we talking about?
Turn the ball over that much? Holy shit.
We're talking about the Alabama Auburn game. That's what we're talking about.
Well, nobody watched that fucking game. What are you talking about?
Look, your butt hurt because Clemson got beat, okay?
Nobody watched that game.
Jackpot
Game's
did.
ruined.
See,
That game's ruined. No one cares.
listen,
Saban retired, and that game goes to the shitter. No one cares.
yeah, Clemson goes to the shitter.
Sir. Before I figured you out, sir. I will let you talk about Alabama if you will remind folks what happened the last time Alabama played Clemson. Please tell us the score, and then you can talk about the Iron Bowl. Go ahead.
Okay, you're talking about ancient history. You're talking about ancient history.
Right, hold on, sir. Hold on. I spoke to several folks, and this is how they told me to deal with you.
Like pre-COVID.
Tell us what happened the last time Alabama played Clemson, and then you can talk about the Iron Bowl.
Okay, 6 years
Do you know
ago.
the score? Sure. Do you know the
6 years
score?
ago, Clemson won 44-16. Move on.
Okay, very good. Now, tell us
hurt.
about the Iron Bowl. Tell us about the Iron Bowl. How many trailer parks were burned yesterday?
How many trailer parks were burned at Clemson yesterday when Lenore Sellers smoked y'all's ass?
I don't know. I can't recall anything from that. I do recall about a chicken shitting on the field and grown men pulling off their belts and beating a field with it. But I don't know about any trailer parks being burned.
What about our guys? What about our guys running down your hill and spread eagling on that down, Paul?
That's pretty funny.
Nick Immawari and DQ Smith are running down that hill, and he posted on Twitter that I can see why they like running down this hill before the games. He said this low key fun AF.
Yeah. That was funny. They earned the right to do that. So
y'all froze in for something.
What else? Do you have anything else on the Iron Bowl that you want to talk about?
No, Alabama.
I'm not cutting him off. You see he's there. I don't know what's going on with him. Something's wrong with his phone. It's not me.
Shout out to Harmon JC Ball says Jackpot had to drop on here and say 10,000% you deserve to be in the playoff. This ball is good for you until we play. Thank you,
South
JC
Carolina.
Ball.
Well,
South Carolina
to be fair, they're not going to let South Carolina in the playoffs. So they have to choose between them, Alabama, and Ole Miss. South Carolina will be number 3. Not because of anything South Carolina done. It's because of the sticker on their helmet. Okay, and that's the thing that gets me.
What about the sticker on Ole Miss's helmet?
They beat you by like 25 points. You don't get to talk.
They also have a worse strength of schedule, and that also factors into it. They have worse losses too.
Okay, they beat you by 25 though.
They beat us by 24.
Whatever, 24, 25, 24 points, fine. In the selection committee's eyes, you got housed by them at home. That's what everyone will say. Not me. This is what everyone else will say. Look, I think that South Carolina shouldn't be in the playoffs, but I don't think any 3-team lost team should be in the playoffs, including Clemson.
Eventually, you start running out of teams with quality, though. And what are you going to do? Put a two-loss Army team in the playoff instead of a 3-loss team from the SEC? Come on.
No.
I'd probably go Ole Miss 1, Alabama 2, and then South Carolina 3. I had to pick one of the 3-loss teams.
I seen a projection where South Carolina.
Yeah, Alabama. Okay, well, they both beat Georgia, but
I don't know.
Look, the best thing that can happen for South Carolina and Gamecock fans, this is going to hurt your feelings. Cheer for Clemson next week. Cheer hard for them.
I'm not doing it because
I know you don't want to go to the playoffs.
SMU beats you, you're cooked, and I don't think Miami's getting in either. Miami has 2 bad losses to unranked teams. They're not going to get in either.
That's going to matter.
I think if you have a win over a conference champion, I think that will go well in your favor because Alabama won't have that. Ole Miss won't have it either.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point, too.
That's a valid point.
Just get your Clemson hats ready because if you're going to go, there's the stacking point. That's what separates you from the other two. I know it hurts your feelings. You can put it on.
If Georgia wins, then Alabama will have a win over the conference champion.
Well, then you better cheer for Texas then.
Well, I plan on it.
Cheer for Texas and Clemson. That way you'll have that in your pocket. It's the only thing that's going to help. You need Clemson. That's what you need. Don't argue about it. It's just real. I know it hurts your feelings. Maybe your coach Shouldn't have had you guys worried about
the damn game yesterday. I'm happy as a damn lark. I don't give a fuck.
You should be.
I don't give a fuck that you backdoored your way into the damn ACC championship.
We didn't backdoor way into anything. We had
bullshit. You didn't. You're the Mizzou.
We had one conference loss, and either way, we'll still be in our conference.
You backdoored your way in.
No, we didn't. We lost one conference game. We lost one conference game.
Yeah, you also lost 2 out of conference games badly.
We lost one conference game. How do you back your way in when you have one conference loss and everybody else has 2?
Because you were not going to go. You had no shot at going. You had to rely on someone else getting the loot.
And you know what? If Miami didn't shit the bed, then we wouldn't have went. But we didn't back our way into anything. We had one conference loss.
That's absolutely 100%. Backdooring your way in.
Syracuse wins game 1 of the season and knocks Miami out. Saying the same thing.
That is quite literally the definition of backdooring your way in. Well, I don't care. Whatever. Sure. You can go. You're going to go out there and get pole smoked by a group of 5 team. Congratulations.
No, I have to explain to Gamecock fans. SMU is an ACC team now. Sorry.
Yeah, with a group of 5 roster.
They're an ACC team. They have one loss in the season, so
to BYU early in the year. I mean, SMU has been playing pretty good football. I mean, they've basically gone undefeated and smoked everybody in the ACC, like Jackpot said, with a group of 5 roster. I mean, they have pretty much dominated that league. But I mean,
all right, Tom, I'm not trying to be dismissive of everybody, but I got a shit ton of people that are waiting to get on the show.
Get them on in there. Thank you, Tom.
We just got to move on. Thank you, Tom.
Good luck, Jackpot.
Thanks, sir.
Right, you go. Megan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, when people accuse Bama fans of having a God complex, that right there is what we're talking about. This is clearly a South Carolina show about a great win yesterday, and the first thing he wants to bring up is 2 shitty teams in Alabama going at it.
And that's why I made him put the Clemson score out there last time, because he didn't call up to talk about or give me shit about us losing to South Carolina. It was, did you see our fucking hillbillies out there playing? Or 2 hillbilly schools. Fuck all that. Anyway.
No, literally no one was concerned with that game. We were sitting here talking about the Clemson-Carolina game. But, Rob, I'm a little bit ashamed of you, man. You need to take a page out of Tiger Red Devil's book there, how to handle a loss. This is.
I know how to handle a loss.
No, you don't. Evidently, you don't. You're acting like a bitch.
I said that we lost. You were the better team.
Like a 2-year-old.
But I've also said that I don't think they're that good.
Actually, 2-year-olds call you immature right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, 2-year-olds can't really do much, but okay.
And as far as Shane Beamer acting dumb, and I think even Jackpot would admit, the guy does act kind of goofy on camera. But
he is a fucking idiot.
But look at your coach. We're talking about God.
My coach has won. Though. There's a difference.
Mine won yesterday.
Yeah, your coach lost to that idiot. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Twice in a row at home.
I forgot Peg and Megan. Hold on, I forgot Peg and Megan's music. There you go. There you go. Sorry, Peg and Megan. My bad.
I still think you get a little bit of a chubby when you hear that one, Rob.
But only when you hit the high notes, sir. Only when you hit the high notes.
I'm a baritone. Listen.
Go ahead.
I do feel for Jackpot because there is no, even though Bama lost once again to 2 unranked teams, and I think we just mentioned Miami, you could argue that Bama's losses were worse than Miami's. You're talking about a horrible job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the records of the teams that Miami lost to. They lost to a 9-3 team in Syracuse and an 8-4 Georgia Tech team.
Absolutely right. But I'm telling you, Jackpot, it's not going to matter, man. Like Rob said, it's the sticker on the helmet, and it's TV ratings, and it's Alabama, and you're not going to get put in over Alabama. I'm telling you, nothing else. The head-to-head, they're going to use that to put them in, obviously. But you're just
if Texas beats Georgia this weekend, and Clemson wins over SMU, South Carolina is the only team that has a win over a conference champion. That has to be a hell of a bargaining chip, right?
And won't get in over Alabama. Mark my words right now. And they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Wow. I don't know about that.
I'll
But,
bet you anything, Rob. I will bet you anything they will not
look,
get in over Alabama.
I've seen a lot of horse shit this football season. That would not surprise me.
Nope. It won't surprise me either, but they're not going to get in over Alabama, period. I hate to say that, but that's the truth, man.
You got to look at our results too, our losses versus their losses. And I keep on talking about this LSU thing. I mean, I don't know that the playoff committee would look at that, but probably not, because, I don't think the playoff committee is going to try to trump the decisions of on-the-field officials. That's what video review is supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, and then they can't. So, I don't see that happening. But in all fairness, everyone knows what happened there. That was horrible. But
yeah. I don't know. You're using logic, and that's probably your mistake there when it comes to Alabama. They're going to put them in. I will say this, Jackpot. If Georgia had to face Lenore Sellers right now, I swear to God he would run for 250 or 300 on Georgia. I truly believe that. that guy is unstoppable, and we are horrible on defense. So I thank God we don't face you. Let's just say that. And I'm not trying to be funny. It would be a disaster for that Georgia defense.
To be fair, any hot thing right now you think is going to run Georgia over. So, and Georgia's 10-2 on the year, man, playing for the conference title.
Yeah,
so it's not like you've had a shitty season,
We've been very fortunate in some games. Kentucky is one of them also. If they even recover one of those fumbles, they win that game.
They were fortunate Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunate a few times Friday night. But I think we ranked like 45th in run defense with 5 stars all over the field. There's just no excuse for that.
It's no hate towards UGA, but I was fucking mad. I sat there after that live show. Me and Peckerhead sat through all 8 overtimes and watched that thing. I put $50 to win $350 on Georgia Tech just because I thought, UGA's just been barely sliding by, and Georgia Tech's going to come in here hungry and focused, and they're going to beat them. And I was that fucking close on that one. I was fucking mad.
Yeah, that was a coin toss. You had just as much chance of winning it as losing it. But congratulations, Jackpot and Rob. Why don't you man up? Quit being a pussy.
I have manned up. What are you talking about? I congratulated them. What else you want me to do?
It doesn't seem like it's going to happen tonight.
You want me to suck Shane Beamer's dick on the fucking live stream? I don't do all that. You won. Congratulations. Anything else, Pagan? No? I think Pagan's left us. Let's welcome in Chris. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Brother, we have not. Somebody actually asked about you the other day. We thought you were on a milk carton. We just have not seen you. Are you mad at us?
Shit, I thought you died.
No.
Yeah, we thought we were going to send out the damn smoke pigeons to see if maybe you had passed away. We were really worried about you.
We're down
Jackpot,
the sales guy.
sorry for what he said to you. I apologize for Jackpot. He did not mean to hurt you.
We're down the sales guy at work, so I've been on the road a lot. So I haven't been able. I try to listen in at least.
He's gonna slap the shit out of me one day. I've earned that. He's gonna just pop me right in my mouth. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. I was listening to some like Heather Dinich and people like that, and they're talking about how we should have to go to Ohio State. I'm sorry, but if there's 2 teams that are 10-2 and they both played in a Power 5 schedule, and neither one of them made it to their conference championship, and neither one of them had any our Arkansas lost is 6-6. Their Michigan lost is 6-6.
Yeah, and that was also you also lost on the road.
Yeah, and they lost at home. I'm sorry, but if you can't protect your home from a 6-6 team, you shouldn't get the right to protect it in the playoffs. Period.
Yeah, that was a bad loss. That was a really bad loss. How the hell do you lose that?
Tennessee has the second best home record. I think they're tied for the second best home record in the country behind only Georgia, and I think they're tied with somebody else. Clemson losing the other day put them back into third place, but they're scared to death to send Ohio State to Neyland.
Well, but the Big Ten narrative is that SEC schools, and that make sure that people don't say that I said this. The Big Ten narrative is that SEC schools can't play in cold weather. So the idea of going to Ohio State, they think that the SEC teams would get smoked up there.
Well, Big Ten schools can't play on the West Coast. Every school that went to freaking Oregon,
they can't play south of the Mason-Dixon line either after damn December 15th. We can look at the records for that too. So
and I don't see, like I was arguing with a Penn State fan, and outside of them beating two of the worst Auburn teams of the last 25 years, every single they've not been facing powerhouses. They faced like a 9-win Ole Miss. They faced the 8 or 9 win Kentucky. They get their ass beat. They faced Arkansas in 2022 and got beat down. Every time they face an SEC team,
they lost to Georgia in a bowl game too 1 year.
Yeah, every time they face a bowl-eligible SEC team, they get their shit stomped in. But they act like, oh, well, we could go, you don't want to face us. Look what we did to Auburn. I'm like, that Auburn won 5. Both of those Auburn teams you beat won 5 games.
Those Auburn teams, that was the one that Brian Harsin was coaching. They got fired.
Yeah, it was Brian Harsin's last year or second to last year, maybe in his first year, and Hugh Freeze's first year. It's not like they were out there beating Cam Newton, you know?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well,
I don't know. They're gonna. I hate that Ward Manuel, because he's gonna sit there and act like because they beat a 6-6 Michigan, or because they lost to a 6-6 Michigan, they lost to the 85 Bears, and it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna fuck us because we're right there on that 8-9 cusp.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know where they're gonna send you, but you guys have earned your spot, and congratulations to you and the volunteer folks. I don't know where you're going to go.
I was
it would
nervous
be
yesterday. I thought after all that shit talking I did to the Georgia fans about almost losing to the Nerds, it started out pretty bad, but then they laid the wolf into them.
I thought Vanderbilt was going to get you. They went up 14-0 with like 3 minutes into the game.
I was trying to pay attention to that one, but I mean, I was focused on our game, and I turned around and looked, and then next thing I knew Tennessee was winning. I'm like, well, this is over.
Yeah. Vanderbilt's just that type of team, and that's my thing with Alabama. Like, honestly, if it was the 12 best teams right now out of Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Alabama, it's probably South Carolina right now. I guess if you went most deserving because of the head-to-head, you could say Alabama, but Alabama's not playing well. I mean, that Auburn team, they should have waxed, and it was still like they were, 2 scores
you heard
down?
What he said? They turned the ball over 5 times.
Yeah, like they're not playing well. They're gonna end up.
They got
put them at 12 or 11.
1 week ago. 1 week ago.
Yep.
If they
we won 6 in a row.
If they get put at 12 or 11 and catch a Georgia or a Texas or even like, I don't know, an Ohio State at home, I just don't see them being able to pull it out. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if it was most deserving right now, if it was best teams right now, it'd be South Carolina. But if it's most deserving, they're going to kiss up to Alabama. They act like if they let Alabama in the championship that Nick Saban's going to let them touch his wiener or something. I don't know. Like, Nick Saban's not there anymore. You don't have to kiss up to him anymore. He does not care about Alabama. He doesn't. They give him an office that he never goes to. He spends all of his time, if he's not on ESPN, he's in Jupiter, Florida. He doesn't give a fuck about Tuscaloosa. And Alabama fans don't realize that, and the media doesn't realize that. That meant you could sit there and tell him Alabama's the greatest team in the world, and he's badmouthed Alabama more as an analyst than anybody else up on that table has combined. And they act like they've got to kiss up to him.
He kind of has to have anybody else. He kind of has to have. He has to be more sharp with his tongue with Bama than anybody else, and no one's going to take him seriously as an analyst.
Yeah,
and that's fair. I just don't think he cared. Like, he left LSU, did not care what happened to LSU after he left. I don't think he cares about Alabama. I think he's kind of if you read it, I read his unofficial biography written by a dude that just knew him. It wasn't sanctioned by him or anything. And he said that he was pissed when Les Miles won a national championship with his players. So you really think he cares what Kalen DeBoer does with a bunch of guys he's recruited? No. He would rather see him fail because if Kalen DeBoer wins it, then you can sit there and say, well, it was the talent. It was the talent. Which you could make that argument. He only had one championship at LSU. You can make that argument out of LSU. You can't make it out of Alabama. But right. I don't think he cares. But the media thinks he does, and they think that I don't know why they're trying so hard to get Alabama back in the title race. I don't know why Alabama fans want to be the Make-A-Wish kids and get pity fucked into the playoffs. I wouldn't want it. You don't deserve it.
I think they worry about the amount of asbestos from trailer parks burning. That's what
I think. If Tennessee lost to Vanderbilt yesterday, they would have an almost identical resume. Tennessee beat a really good team in Alabama. Alabama beat a really good team in Georgia. They lost to two mediocre teams in OU and Vanderbilt, and then Tennessee would have lost to Arkansas, which is on par with OU and Vanderbilt too. Nobody in the world would try to argue that Tennessee deserves to be in the playoffs off of one good win. But they're sitting here bending over backwards for Alabama for the exact same resume.
I give South Carolina shit, but their resume says they should be right there in the mix. It's just fair.
The biggest thing with South Carolina, you can sit there and make the arguments about the games they lost late, but they've been the best team especially amongst those three teams. They've been a top 5 team in the conference for the last 6 weeks. And amongst those three teams, they've definitely been the best team. I don't know how, you can look at Ole Miss after them shit in the bed 2 weeks ago and Alabama shit in the bed 2 weeks ago and sit there and say, hey, if you put South Carolina in the playoffs, you could they'll probably be at worst a 3-point dog. But there's a lot of teams, if you put Ole Miss or Alabama in, they're going to be a touchdown dog if they're on the road.
Sure. Shout out to Gwen watching on Facebook. All right. Well, hey, Chris, appreciate it, buddy. Good comments.
Yeah, no problem.
You're always welcome. All right.
Thanks.
Biscuit, welcome to the show. Oh, wait a minute. Biscuit, welcome to the show. Sorry about that.
That's all right. What's up, guys?
What you got, buddy?
Hey, the caller just before, Chris from Georgia or whatever, he said something about they don't want Ohio State having to come to Neyland. Who is they?
I don't know about that, but I thought you were talking about what I was saying about the Big Ten narrative is that SEC teams don't want to play in the cold weather.
Yeah, but
that's on
they.
file.
Who is they?
I don't know.
The playoff committee? I don't understand when people say stuff like that.
I can show you
a group of people that are out to get certain teams. I think that's just a bunch of bullshit.
No, but I can show you where there's writers that have written that the Big Ten folks think that SEC teams don't want to play in the cold weather. I've
seen that. I've seen stuff like that, but that's
right. Well, then that I'm not just making it up is what I was getting at. So
right, but when people talk about the lack of objectivity of the playoff committee, and the playoff committee is made up of such a disparate group of people across the country that they're not going to objectively look at. They're not going to go after a single team and say they don't want some. Why the hell would they care who goes to Neyland? They're going to rank them and put them in order that they think it is, and that's the way it works out. There is when one of the discussions that I don't like that people have is we're getting this is the South Carolina Alabama argument is coming up right now, right? And we're getting a lot of the butthurt fans that hate Alabama. No offense, Jackpot. We're getting a lot of the butthurt fans about Alabama because of their success over the 15 years. And if there's any fan that hates Alabama, it's me. Trust me. I hate Alabama and I hate Ohio State and I hate those schools. But we're getting them to come out of the woodwork and say how South Carolina deserves to be in without really objectively looking at what the resumes are and what they've done and come to a conclusion.
Well, I don't hate Alabama. I don't really have any reason to, but it's coming down to that right now. And when I just look at these resumes, only thing that they can argue is head to head. Everything else trumps that, though. I don't know.
No, everybody 95% of the people in social media today are saying Alabama shouldn't be in, and it's all Ohio State fans. It's all South Carolina fans, Tennessee fans, all that. But if you actually look at the resumes, there is no clear-cut, clean answer. You can look at it from either side and see why either team would get in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I looked up and
getting snubbed. No one's getting snubbed. It's a tough decision. It's a really tough decision.
Right. Well, here's the thing. If you look up who's actually on the committee, and I looked this up before, there are names that I'm sure some of you have no clue who they are. There are some names that you do know. Jim Grobe, remember the former Wake Forest coach?
Yep.
He's on there.
He hates Tennessee. He doesn't want them playing at home against Ohio State. Next one. Who else hates Tennessee and doesn't want them?
Chris Alt.
He hates Tennessee. He doesn't want. I know for a fact he does.
Mitch Barnhart is an AD.
He's lukewarm on Tennessee. He doesn't hate him, but he's in the middle.
You're being over the top here. But some of these folks, like Gene Taylor, is the director of athletics for somewhere. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4 ADs, 2 coaches that are retired, 1 player in Will Shields, who he played at Nebraska, and then of course went on to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't know, man. I think it's a tough job for that committee, but I also think that there's some politics in it too, in that if you have certain teams that are there that have 1 loss and it's going to give the Big Ten an extra team over having, say, 6 SEC teams, I think they would do that. I really do. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's fair, but I think that may happen.
You're saying you think that they would put additional? I think where it's at right now is pretty fair as far as the Big Ten is, because I would, if you actually sit down and try to rank teams 1 through 15, it's really hard to do. And the 4 that they have in, I mean, you can argue different points on like Indiana's schedule and all that kind of stuff, but the 4 that they have in the Big Ten is fair.
I think that's fair. With the hot button issue with Indiana, and you can look at their schedule and people say that the only game they played where they played anybody worth a shit, they got housed by Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And the logic is that if you ask any Alabama fan or any South Carolina or Ole Miss fan, they'll tell you they should be in over Indiana. I don't think the committee's going to go that route, but we've never seen it before, so we'll find out.
I never said we should be in over Indiana.
So you think Indiana?
They lost 1 game. They lost 1 game. Yeah, they lost 1 game. They destroyed everybody they played.
Ask everybody else over here in the chat. Should South Carolina go in over Indiana? We'll watch the chat. Gamecocks forever. So Alabama fans.
That's the one I won't agree on. I mean, they only lost in 1 game.
The other thing I'd like to touch on is that, Rob, you said something a minute ago about 3 lost teams shouldn't get in the playoffs. I can't stand when people make general statements like that, because it's such nonsense, because it comes down to seasons are going to be different. So like Jackpot said, what are you going to do? You're going to put in a 10-2 team from like the Mountain West or something because the record doesn't suit you? Like, I don't understand that argument at all.
My logic is that what I meant by that statement, I should have been more clarified, is that Indiana should go in over those 3 lost teams. The idea of leaving Indiana out to me is silly.
Well, like I said, because when that statement is said, when you say 3 lost teams, that means that you're objectively putting all 3 lost teams in the same boat, and that's not true at all.
All right, I stand corrected, and I apologize. There you go.
Okay, another one for you. So you had said a moment ago that you think Clemson is very average and not very good this year.
I've said that from the beginning of the season.
Okay, and they're about to win the ACC. So what does that tell you about the ACC? It's not an emotional question. It's just a question.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to. I'm just asking you the question.
I think the ACC, once the season plays out, we can ask your Georgia Bulldogs what they think about Georgia Tech. We can ask them about that. They're playing for the SEC title, and Georgia Tech about hammered them at home. So
how do you about hammer somebody when you lose?
Well, the point is that look, Georgia Tech played them a hell of a lot closer than a lot of SEC teams did.
So you got a moral victory from
it's
Georgia Tech.
It's not a moral victory. See, this is why I don't
certainly is. It's a loss. No, you're the one who says wins and losses are the only thing that matters, and that's all that matters at the end. You said that multiple times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why does suddenly Georgia beating Tech close doesn't matter now? Now you got a moral victory.
Okay, well, if we're going on wins and losses, there are the things that matter. You have what, a 9-3 Syracuse team. They won a lot of games. Georgia Tech was what, 8-4. They won a lot of games.
Yep.
We could go down the wins and losses thing. Miami's like 10-2. They won a lot of games.
You just
That's the
said
same
a
thing.
moment ago, your own team is average.
In my mind, they're average
They're going to be
compared to
SMU.
They've got the same record as
They're
9-3.
Butter.
Mhm.
Like ran through your conference,
Right?
And you're not going to tell me that there's a difference between conferences now.
I'm saying that conferences, we shouldn't just look at conferences as like, oh, this is the best thing ever. You shouldn't have it shouldn't be the SEC Invitational. All right, that's the whole gist.
I didn't say anything about that. I just told you 4 Big Ten teams should be in the championship. I just told you. Well, I think Clemson's getting in.
Cool. Well, I don't think
this argument that teams suddenly don't deserve. I mean, even on your team, I think you're just saying that that you don't think Clemson is good this year to get at them.
I don't
make their victory be lessened. But the truth of the matter is,
that's a point. That's a point. We're talking about the top 12. So
right.
Clemson could certainly be in one of the best 12 teams in the country, even with that. I mean, it's
Rob. It's almost like you're kind of like those guys that the Mazodcast people were talking about from Oklahoma a few weeks ago after they beat them, getting on Twitter and saying, "Congratulations on beating the worst Oklahoma team in 25 years."
Yeah,
I just don't think
that's what you're doing.
That good. I don't think they're that good. Why can't I just say it's my team and I don't think they're that good? What's wrong with that?
What does that not that good mean? If
I don't think they're good compared to the Clemson championship teams that we've had.
Yeah, but that's not what you're comparing against.
That's setting the bar kind of high.
Against other you said they don't belong in the playoff, and so
they don't.
You're comparing that against teams ranked 11 through 15. You're not comparing
right. I don't think they belong in the playoffs. I don't.
Rob, Chris from Georgia would like to come back in to debate Biscuit. I think that would be.
Is that fair? Can we do that? Do you want to do that, Jackpot?
I just suggested it to you.
Sure.
So see
right.
Biscuit.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
It's silly to think there's not narratives against certain teams. Tennessee literally.
You got to define the body of people that are against you. Then, if that is a narrative, that's
okay. You really think Mitch Barnhart, the AD of Kentucky, who we fucking housed in every sport for the last 3 years, wants to see Tennessee get a home game in Neyland? You think?
To be fair, Mitch Barnhart probably only cares about basketball. There's how many are on 12. There's 13 people.
Okay, 13 people.
Ward Manuel.
So help me out here. So what has he said or done that gives you the idea that he's going in there and purposefully
he works at
purposefully attacking Tennessee in the decision making process of the playoff?
You have Ward Manuel, who's the chair of the board, who literally sits there and speaks to the media every week, who will sit there and say, "Oh, Indiana just barely got by a 5-5 Indiana team or a Michigan team. That's a good win. Beating a 5-5 team by 4 points.
What does that have to do with Tennessee and them not wanting Tennessee to have a home playoff game?
They're overranking Big Ten teams because their conference sucks.
In an effort to belittle Tennessee.
Not just Tennessee, SEC teams.
I don't feel it. I'm a Georgia fan. I don't really feel it.
Well, that's fine, dude. If you lose next Saturday, you should be out.
We should be out?
Yeah.
That's debatable. What does that have to do with Neyland?
But you guys
playing a game in Neyland. You're changing the subject. Whether you think Georgia should begin with a loss or not that's your opinion. Even though
because if it was the same situation,
even though we beat your ass, we beat your ass.
Do you think OSU deserves a home playoff game over Tennessee? Same record.
Do I think if those two got matched, I would have to look and see what the top 12 is and who would fit in. It's not necessarily just a matchup between Tennessee and one other team because it could be 8-9 or 7-10. Do I think right now? What you're asking me is, do I think Ohio State has a better resume than you guys? Offhand, yes, they do.
Why? What's their best win? Indiana?
Penn State at Penn State and Indiana, and then they lost by 1 point.
Penn State. What did we just say about Penn State? What's Penn State's crown outside of they don't beat bowl eligible Big Ten teams. They don't beat bowl eligible SEC teams.
Tell me your crowning achievements this year. So I know Alabama. It's a good win at home. Good win. What else? What's your other huge win? You choking on your tongue? What?
I don't know. I didn't cut him off.
He may have lost sound or something.
I'm just saying. I didn't cut him off.
Trying to think about Tennessee's next win. I've totally forgotten who.
But I mean, it's just silly that people.
Hold on, you were out for a long time. Who's if Tennessee has? I'm being fair here. Like what? So Alabama. Okay, cool. Winning at home against Alabama is equal to winning at Penn State. I mean, you might call that even. What's
Alabama? Alabama, as bad as Alabama's been this year, Alabama would be a 10-point favorite in Happy Valley over Penn State right now.
Based on what?
Based on
Vegas. What are you basing on that?
Chris
in Georgia? Like, what do you mean?
Based on Vegas.
Is Vegas says that right now that Alabama would be a 10-point favorite at Penn State?
When they do matchups every week, they release the prospective matchups, and then Vegas will put out, hey, we think this matchup would be this and this matchup would be that. When it was Penn State versus Alabama, and Alabama was going to have to travel to Penn State because they only had one loss, they were a 10-point home dog.
That's crazy.
It's because Penn State's not good. Penn State loses to every team.
No, here's the thing. So I got into an argument on Twitter with a guy who was talking about Penn State's schedule is awful. They don't have a lot of good wins. I fully admit that. But what we're talking about is comparing Ohio State's resume to yours. And it's not – I'm not saying they're far off from each other, especially after the loss that they had this weekend. But just remembering what they've done. Tennessee has a win over Alabama. What's the next best win for Tennessee?
Say again.
What's Tennessee's next best win at Oklahoma? Like I'm trying to remember.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
okay, that's your number 2 win. They beat
6
Indiana.
weeks ago, people were acting like beating
the win at Vanderbilt's probably better than the one at Oklahoma.
I mean, you're talking about it like so, Chris. You're talking about this like there's some big chasm between the two teams. I mean, we're talking about the difference between being ranked 8th and 9th, and that could be the difference between you playing at home and not. And you're saying you absolutely deserve it over them. I don't see how you absolutely deserve it over them.
Well, I mean, we've
two resumes that are between 7 and 10.
We've protected our home.
If you're a Tennessee fan, you're going to put yours up front. If you're an Ohio State fan, you're going to put theirs up top.
We've protected our. They don't want to put Ohio State because Tennessee has beat the shit out of
their win against Florida,
except Georgia the last 3 years inside our stadium.
They're not going to let. Is that you should be ranked higher because you defend your stadium.
We've defended. They literally just lost in their own stadium. Why do they get the benefit of being a home team when they can't even beat 6-6 teams in their home stadium? They literally just got their stadium overtaken by a 6-6 team.
You lost to Arkansas.
Yeah, but they lost to a very shitty Michigan team. So
I mean, they're both the same. Arkansas. What is Michigan? 7-5.
Losing to Arkansas and Fayetteville, teams lose crazy games on the road all the time. We lost to Arkansas on the road by a lesser margin than what they lost to Michigan at home.
Yeah. All I know is that Kelly Whiteside is on the playoff.
They've beaten 2 top 11 teams, and they lost by 1 point to the number 1 team in the nation on the road.
Right.
I mean, I don't think you have a resume that's clearly better than theirs, and I just don't. I don't see that.
Look, Kelly Whiteside is a graduate of Rutgers. She's on the playoff committee. She obviously is going to favor the Ohio State. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Rutgers.
Yeah, because she graduated from Rutgers, so there's that.
Well, I mean, she would favor.
She hates Tennessee too. So does ESPN.
I mean, who's the head coach of Rutgers?
Oh, the guy that you guys like lost your mind.
Gianna?
Yeah. Can you imagine what would have happened if he would have been there? Y'all might have been worth a shit maybe 2 years prior.
Oh, bro, he's had Rutgers. He had Rutgers in the easiest division in college football, and he couldn't even finish higher than 4th.
That's because football's different at Rutgers. I mean, he had to completely rebuild there, and he didn't have the cheaters that y'all have up there at Tennessee, man. He would have been.
So
the Big Ten East. Big Ten East wasn't the easiest division in college football. Big Ten West was.
I'm pretty sure he was in Iowa's division.
No, he was in the East.
Either way, he's not.
So, Chris, let me ask you
not
this:
a winner.
where would you have Tennessee and Ohio State ranked right now?
Number 1, Tennessee.
I'd have Tennessee. I'd have Tennessee probably where the AP poll has them, 6 or 7.
Okay, where would you have Ohio State?
Probably 9th or 10th.
Behind who? Who's between them?
I'd make them fall behind Indiana.
They'd be behind Indiana?
State. Yeah. Indiana's got 1 loss.
That's how you do it, just based on losses?
And wins. I mean, opposite of losses.
They just smashed Indiana. They just destroyed them. I mean, Indiana belongs in the playoff.
Okay, Alabama destroyed you for 3.5 quarters. So if it comes down to
Alabama can't walk.
So unfortunately for you, the game is 60 minutes. I don't understand how people do this. They carve out parts of the season. They carve out parts of games. The final score is 41-34. I mean, yeah, we lost. That's right. We lost. We also beat you by 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, what does it have to do with Georgia?
And that's fair.
We're having a debate about whether Ohio State.
If we were both 10-2 teams, Georgia didn't get to play in the SEC championship. We were both 10-2 teams. Do you think that you should be ahead of us?
Do I think that Georgia should be ranked higher than Tennessee?
Yeah. Both as 10-2 teams.
Yes.
Okay. What if Georgia had 1 more loss? What if Georgia was 9-3? Do you still think they should be ranked ahead?
We don't need to throw out. I mean, throw out what we have. That's actually.
I am throwing out what we have. We have a 10-2 team and an 11-1 team in the same.
Georgia's not going to get.
But there's other variables there, man. There's differences between Indiana, comparing Indiana and Ohio State. Then it doesn't just. You don't have one clean rule that you can just apply across all teams and all schedules and all situations. See, a lot of people try to do that. That just doesn't work that way. You can't compare apples. What you think is comparing apples to apples, it's apples to oranges. It's not. I mean, so would Georgia be ranked with comparable schedules, with a harder schedule than Tennessee? Yes, of course they're going to be ranked higher than Tennessee.
At 9-3, if Georgia was 9-3 in Tennessee, should I? It's crazy that you think that a 10-2 team should be ranked above an 11-1 team in the same conference.
Well, so you're telling me that what would we do with Missouri if they had won 1 more game? They'd be up there too. They should be in the top 5, 6.
What would they be? 9-3?
No, they're 9-3 now.
10-2.
They'd be 10-2.
No, they were trying to. He was arguing for a playoff spot with 3 losses already, bro. And everybody laughed in his face. But we're out here like losses matter. I don't know why you don't think they do.
I never said losses don't matter.
Because
So
Alabama beat Georgia, so does that mean
jump
Alabama
into
beat Georgia and has 2 losses? Does that mean they should, or 3 losses? Does that mean they should skip ahead of Georgia because they have a win over you? Should Ole Miss skip ahead of Georgia?
It depends on the situation. It depends on schedules. It's more complicated.
But they beat you head to head. Who cares if they've got more losses?
In our situation,
that's your argument for Indiana and OSU.
What?
Ole Miss beat you head to head. Who cares if they have more losses? That was your argument for Indiana being under OSU.
That wasn't my argument at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I said Indiana should be ahead of Ohio State because they have 1 loss in Ohio State.
What does Ole Miss and Georgia have to do with Indiana and Ohio State? I keep telling you this. You have a linear brain. You talk in one.
Bro, you literally. You asked me who I'd have ahead of Ohio State.
That's all you can handle. Things are more complicated than that. Indiana and Ohio State situation is different than Georgia's and Ole Miss's and Tennessee's and Ohio State's. It's different.
Can I just put something involved with it? Can I put something out there? Look, is there like an element of fear for you going to Ohio State to play?
No, I would just like a home playoff game because we've earned it.
Why?
And Ohio State hasn't.
Why? Oh man, come on! Why don't you go up there? Why don't you? Michigan just beat them up there in their fucking shit.
I think it's a win. I think it's a win. Whether we play them there or they play us here, but I want the fucking glory of a home playoff game.
So since you want it,
and they're going to give it to a bunch of fucking shitty.
So here's what's happened: you want it so bad, you've created a narrative in your head that they're out to get you if you don't get it. Is what's happened here.
I can tell you this:
if you don't think that
on the road at fucking tater tot,
you want it, so therefore you're gonna create a story.
If you don't think college football has an issue with Tennessee, the team that fucking took the dentures out of the NCAA's mouth and made them a toothless organization. If you don't think there is a fucking issue with Tennessee, then you're just full of shit.
You're heroes and victims at the same time. You're a hero and a victim. Okay, is that what's that?
If the NCAA hated you, they would have actually fucking punished you.
They tried. They tried, and a federal judge told them to eat shit and die.
They could have suspended play. They could have suspended you out of a bowl game. They could have done that,
and they would have got their nut suit off.
That's fine. That's fine. But the point is that if they really hated you, fuck the lawyers. We're going to do it anyway. You should
And
have
they would
had
have
a
got an
preseason
injunction
ban for 2 years.
immediately.
You just made a complete argument for something, but then you exposed yourself by saying that's what you want, that's what you need, that's what you need to have, and that's what you. So
Yeah, I think that
your
Tennessee
entire argument on
deserves that.
emotion.
You'll think in a week if Texas beats you, you'll think that you deserve a playoff spot, and you
I do.
won't. But you'll think that.
I do. We do.
So why is what I think such an issue, but what you think should be set in stone?
Because you're saying it definitive. You're saying it definitively. You deserve.
As are you.
What?
I've
looked
saying
at
definitively that you deserve
that would
a
get in the
playoff
11th
spot
and 12th and
if you get
spots,
waxed
and
in the
Georgia's
SEC
still better
championship.
and played a better schedule. I mean, yeah. If Georgia loses that game by a field goal and they finish 10-3, and they've played 6 top 14 teams and beaten 3 of them, including 3 road games, 2 neutral site games, and only 1 at home. Yeah, I think they should get in.
Well, I think this could go on all night.
But I'm not going to sit here and tell people that.
I mean, by that argument, Alabama's beat 4 ranked teams and deserve to be in. But they're sitting there saying that these ranked teams are teams like Missouri, who should not be a top 25 team.
Yeah. This could go on forever and ever. Look, I appreciate the good back and forth.
Missouri keeps winning, though.
Yeah, Missouri does keep winning, but if I were on the committee, and I would like to offer up Clemson's spot if they make the playoffs to somebody else, because we don't belong there. We're going to get embarrassed whoever we play.
And see, that's great. I love hearing that from you, Rob. That's how I wish more fan bases were like that, because you got Alabama fans out
We're gonna
there.
get fucking housed. If we make the playoffs, we're gonna get housed. We're gonna get housed.
Alabama wants to be the Make-A-Wish team.
I don't want that level of embarrassment, man. We're gonna go up there and get fucking housed.
Alabama wants to be the Make-A-Wish team and get put in there.
Anytime someone says that they
I want to start building towards next season, because that's what's important. This team's at a roadblock, man. They really are. So,
well, maybe you can get ETN back. He's probably going to leave Georgia.
What do you know about that? Why would he leave Georgia?
Well, he's lost the spot to a freshman. He's not getting it back. He'll be RB2.
The freshman outplayed him.
Did you hear that from the playoff committee?
No, I actually heard it from Sports Kita.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't take any transfers, so why would we take him?
You take guys back. You took Hunter Johnson back.
We don't really take transfers, man. We have no transfers on our roster right now.
Well, you guys just going to operate. What are you going to do with now that there's 105 scholarships? You're going to have to take transfers somewhere.
I don't know. We may run Jackpot out there. Get Jackpot a scholarship.
Put him on a scholarship. He's got eligibility, I think.
I'm sure he does. He could block better than our fucking offensive line yesterday.
Yeah, I've got a little bit.
All right, hey, we appreciate you two guys. Seriously, you guys are
thanks.
Put on some good stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you, Biscuit. You're awesome, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it, man. All right, see you later.
All right.
The median age for the people in the chat, or the people on screen now, has gone up by 30 years. Welcome in, not that one, Billy. Billy, welcome to the program.
What's up?
Congratulations to South Carolina. Well done.
Thank you.
Rob, brother, you need to be a little more gracious and humble.
I was gracious and humble.
Well,
I congratulated them on their win.
Jackpot knows what I'm talking about. It's just the little snippets, the way you say it.
Hold on, I called Jackpot yesterday on the phone and told him they had a great plan and they beat us.
I heard you.
No, I called Jackpot personally after after I talked on the.
We didn't hear that.
Yeah, you didn't hear what I said to him. I was beyond gracious. Congratulations to them. They won.
These two before me caused me to lose green jello night at the nursing home. So, anyway,
Megan says here comes more little known facts about Stonewall Jackson.
Megan, he fishes with live.
I didn't think there was anything that anybody didn't know about Stonewall Jackson.
Billy was a private for Sherman. Y'all better calm down.
Come on now. I'm being nice. I congratulated South Carolina. We know what this is going to come down to as far as the committee. We know what it's going. I mean, you seen it 2 weeks ago when they jockeyed, and when I say they for Biscuit, that's the committee. That's who we're talking about. It's the committee was pushing Alabama up there. They're going to do it. Go look at the AP poll that come out a few hours ago. You can go see it.
Well, I think the other thing too is that everybody's waiting for tomorrow's rankings. Those rankings don't mean shit. They're a ploy for ESPN to get ratings. The only ones that matter are the ones that come out on Sunday. So
well, the CFP comes out Tuesday, and that's what matters. But they pretty much align.
No, they don't. They don't. The ranking, the only rankings that matter are the last ones, Billy. These are just for TV, man.
Well, the rankings for college football playoff will come out on Tuesday night at 8. They'll show the college current where everybody's at. Okay. That's what they do. I don't know why you laugh. That's what they do.
They're like made for TV rankings. The only rankings that matter are the last ones this Sunday.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're right. Okay. What I'm telling you is how they're positioning Alabama. They're the first team out, I think. Yeah. Or will be. And the AP poll that come out today, you can see it. I know the AP poll isn't what they go by, but it's pretty much what they look at. It's pretty much. And as far as Biscuit, I just have to agree. I'm like you. Sure, he's against the saying a 10-3 team should automatically be out. Because if Georgia loses next Saturday, they shouldn't be in it. Now, that's just my opinion.
I don't think that, to be fair to Biscuit, I don't think that's where he was going.
Well, whatever. But I don't think a 10-3 team should.
I'm not trying to speak for him, but I don't think he was defending Georgia at all. I think he just didn't like the idea that I put out the blanket statement of I didn't think 3-loss teams should be in there. So,
Eastbound Dog over here.
He is correct.
Eastbound Dog. Would you mind pushing the StreamYard link in the chat? Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Eastbound Dog. I know he didn't get a Hope Scholarship from out of Georgia. But anyway, it's the subjectiveness of the committee. You can't take it away. You can't sit there and say they're not biased in some way. They will be. You can't rule it out. You can't say it's not. But they're going to look at head-to-head. I think that's a priority, and I think they're going to Tom Reed, Tennessee deserved to.
I keep getting these same things from these Alabama people who support that. These people, this Ole Miss person here in the chat who's defending them. Well, but South Carolina lost to Ole Miss. What's the point in playing the games then? Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand that, but you still, it's a ranking. It's a total ranking of all these teams. It's not just ranking South Carolina and Ole Miss. Ole Miss had a terrible loss at Florida. That was a bad loss. Okay. Ole Miss barely scraped by a terrible Mississippi State team also that didn't even win a conference game. So they're not. They will evaluate that into where they rank them to.
I hear you, but they're going to look at the record, and they're going to look at
they're going to look at in the out of conference. South Carolina was winning at number 12 Clemson, while Ole Miss was beating Wake Forest.
Well,
we want to go that
I hear you, Jackpot, but you know as good as well what they're going to do. They're going to look at head-to-head, and you would think they would be the best team in, but see, we went through this last year with FSU, and people saying, well, FSU was 11-0 and they should be in. No, they shouldn't have. But there's people who will argue that. Why should an FSU team that lost their All-American quarterback and everything, a sub come in?
Billy DJ the Boston Tea Party. Thank you.
But anyway, the committee will figure it out, and I'm sure they'll have their rationalization and reasons.
He served at the Last Supper.
Yes, I did.
Well, yeah, yes, I get that. And I talked about the video. I understand with the Florida State man from last year. I can finally kind of empathize with them, maybe, because I can see what's going to happen. And I'm not that I'm saying that they deserve to be in. I said on the video that they got screwed. Maybe that was maybe I kind of put that poorly. I can empathize with how they felt now. It's what I'm getting at, not so much that I think that the decision to not let them in was wrong.
Over here in the comments, boy, South Carolina's feeling their oats. Jesus, my God, they could beat anybody right now. They're hot. Hottest team in the world right now.
They're on fire, sir.
They're on fire. On fire. But I don't know. I think the committee will do what is right and put. I don't think they're going to look at who's on fire right now. I don't think that's a condition. But I think the human element of this will prevail. And I can guarantee you, I don't guarantee you, but don't be surprised if Alabama or Ole Miss gets in.
All right, Billy.
And it shouldn't be fair because, in all due consideration, Sellers by far has progressed, and South Carolina has progressed. So, if I was on the committee, I'd put him in.
According to Rob, he's not even the best player on the team.
Stewart's the best player on the team.
Rob needs to go watch Bobby Durkins for a good post-game critical analysis of Lenore Sellers. He cheated.
I'm not saying Lenore Sellers is not a good player. I just think that Stewart's a better player.
Yeah, Bobby Durkins says Lenore's cheated because he had canola oil on him and was slippery. So you got to go watch Bobby Durkins.
I saw some of that. I like Brian better.
Bobby Durkins is unbelievable.
Don't you like Brian better than Bobby Durkins?
Brian, no. And if Bobby Durkins doesn't look like Matthew Broderick, that's his twin. But he's got 2 videos out right now. And Rob, you need to go, and I'm going to get off here. Congratulations, South Carolina. There was a great game yesterday. I think it just come down to Klubnik just made a bad decision at the end. That's all.
It was exciting, that's for sure.
He just made a poor decision. Why they were throwing the ball, I don't know. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Oh, my son wasn't there Friday. He was down with the flu. So anyway, thank y'all.
Well, he goes see me lose a weed contest.
And if you want to see a good tribute to BVD, go check out Sea Dog standing in front of Neyland Stadium. It'll make you cry. It was awesome today.
On his channel?
Yeah, they were headed to Greenville to the funeral, but they couldn't get up there because traffic. So they stopped and did it in front of Neyland Stadium, and it's awesome. It really is.
Man.
Awesome. And his
I didn't mention that yesterday, and all the uproar of rivalry week and that. I feel kind of bad that I didn't even stop to mention him yesterday. Yeah. He was getting laid to rest yesterday while we were having rivalry week.
So the GoFundMe, I think, is closing or over 8,000. So if anybody would still like to contribute his daughter, Michaela, would be greatly appreciated. And to thank everybody for everything. And let me get off here because I'm taking the beating in the comments section.
All right, Billy. See you later.
Best way to avoid a beating is to leave.
Let's see here. We got next here, Jackpot. Let's bring the next one up here. Peckerhead, welcome to the program.
Dun, 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 dun. USC. Go Cox. Hey, Rob.
Let's get both of you guys on at the same time.
You've eaten enough crow, all right? So I brought out the spoils of war, all right? All 4 games, all 4 dubs. That's what the Gamecocks do, all right? You go to see them, they perform, all right? That's what they do. You can't say the same about old Cade Klubnik throwing an interception in crunch time, right?
Hold on, I didn't kick him off. Did you do something there? I didn't kick him off. I don't want people think.
No, I think he's just muted. I think he accidentally left.
Oh, because I didn't kick him off.
But here's another thing that I wanted to address that nobody seemed to. Everybody just let it slide. Dabo's the better coach, and yet he gives up 164 rushing yards to a quarterback. Are you kidding me?
That's kind of
Motherfucker can't adjust at all, but Beamer's the clown. But Dabo's in there in the post game complaining about the refs.
Hold on, sir. Sir, you've told me forever that Cade Klubnik's fucking terrible. Klubnik threw for 280 yards. How did Shane Beamer let that happen? Because Klubnik is terrible.
How many points
I don't know. I don't know.
How many points did you score?
But did you win though?
Hey, and another thing, you were dick riding Maffa.
You didn't
all
win
week long.
You could throw all night long. You didn't win.
Yeah. 3.3 yards a carry. He didn't get the edge once. I told you he was too
well, to be fair, Maffa played the entire game hurt. He's playing hurt when you've got another running back right there on the roster that they didn't even give any touches to, but touched the ball
that's
2
why
times.
He got stuffed on 4th and 1, right?
Out-coached.
Let's not forget to mention, Rob Sanders was trying to mention a Bama and Clemson game for 2019. 2019.
There was logic behind that to fuck with the Alabama.
But yeah, let's talk. Okay, I understand. But let's talk about.
If we're gonna talk history, you guys aren't even fucking remotely close to us. Here's what you should do. Let me help you.
2 out of the last 3.
Because you guys are terrible at this.
Well, here we go. Let's revert to history to avoid the
and
present.
just say we won 17-14.
This is classic.
That's all you need to say. You don't have to
Let's
throw all this
revert to history
other
to avoid
Why
the
did we
here and
win,
now.
though?
2010s Clemson all over again.
Why did
I
we
swear.
win? Because your dumbass quarterback decided to throw a pass that just wasn't going to
He
happen.
carved up that South Carolina defense.
I'm older than you, so let me introduce you back in 2012, 2013, back in like the Facebook groups and stuff. This is the kind of shit they used to do.
That.
Throw up the history, overall record, blah blah blah, national championship.
Well, another thing,
they're getting their dick kicked in.
Another thing that hasn't been mentioned yet, Dabo's the better coach, and yet he calls the hillbilly slap dick reverse, fumbles the fucking game away when you're in scoring position. But Dabo's the better coach.
And let's not talk about this. Hold on, we can bring this up. Sir Big Spur took that shit.
Oh,
all right,
God.
he took that
you
shit.
saw we planted the flag right there on that shitty paw too.
Yeah.
We ran
That
down
caused
the
some
hill.
problems in some games yesterday.
Hey, I was at the game.
That got some people salty. Did you see Mike Norvell about to fight old Sunbelt Billy?
Oh, no.
After they planted the Florida Gator flag in the middle of the damn Seminole thing.
I saw the thing with Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah, how about this? Don't lose.
Guys, let's face it. And
Don't
this
lose.
is not Clemson. This is Florida State. They went 2-10 this year. 2-10.
That's brutal.
What? That's terrible.
Just let's all take a second and just sympathize for the Florida State, man. Could you imagine a season like that after the previous year? I don't know if I could watch college football for a couple years.
Lost games last year, and then they go 2-10. That is terrible.
It's brutal. It's brutal, and no shining light at all. They're losing recruits. They have nothing to fucking hang their hat on.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of hope for the future, do they?
No.
And not to mention, let's think about this.
No, I'm not trying to take away from you for a second, but watch this video of Norvell wasn't happy. Check this out.
If what you're saying is right about Uyunglele coming back.
Oh, God.
Hey, he's coming back. He's going to be next champion, all right?
Look at Norvell. He's mad. He's made when he shakes
you can tell Sunbelt Billy doesn't even know how to argue with somebody.
Goddamn. He's mad.
Well, he picks it up and threw it away. You know he's salty. It's probably because he knows he's about ready to get fired. I mean.
And the bad thing is, guys.
Be honest. Did you hear that he went out and hired Gus Malzahn to be his OC now?
How does
why would he take that? Did he get fired at UCF?
Yeah, wait a minute. He had a better fucking program than Florida has, and he's going to take that.
He quit to be an OC.
Yeah, he quit. I guess maybe maybe they were going to run him out of town. I don't know. But he quit, and then he turns around and gets hired as an OC. He probably didn't want to deal with the portal and the NIL stuff anymore. I was tired of it.
You can go
say that I blame him.
You can go
like old Chip Kelly.
You can go 9-3 in the ACC and still end up in the championship.
As a piss poor conference.
What will we
might
do?
as well,
we were arguing a while ago
It might as well be
Will,
P3.
is what Clemson did, is that not the definition of backdooring your way into something?
That is Missouri backdooring their way into a
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
That's
says
exactly
it's
what
not.
happened.
It's not.
That's exactly
We
what
can't
happened.
even admit that.
And yet
It's
we're
not.
supposed to.
If they lost 2 games, jackpot. You have I don't know.
We're not talking about the ACC championship. We're talking about the playoffs. We're talking about backdooring into the playoffs. You're arguing 2 different things.
They had more fucking losses, jackpot. I don't know how that's backdooring into anything. And you have a Mizzou complex.
Because you had to rely on somebody losing to get in.
That hurts your soul. And you have that complex and then a Clemson complex.
But yeah,
you had to rely on someone else losing to get into the conference championship.
And it ended up that way because
backdooring.
the schedule came out. If Clemson, if they would have played Miami the same result on fucking September the 1st, Clemson would have had the ACC championship wrapped up fucking yesterday before the game even started.
All I'm wondering is, Chris.
That's
hold
bullshit.
on, Chris. Do you think
I got a shout out. Let's see here.
What's that?
Mason Palazzo over in the comment section.
OP froze.
Oxford. Yeah, is that the same place that you struggled with a 2-win Mississippi State team in? Yeah.
Nobody's scared of playing at Ole Miss. Dude, your stadium holds 30,000 people, you fucking bum. Your Super Bowl was South Carolina, and the only reason you won is because we played against Juice Wells and not against you.
And
now back to Chris. I got a question.
The best thing about Ole Miss is that overrated Grove.
Oh, we got a super chat. Y'all backdoored. Yep, I agree with. I mean, Shane Beamer's smart, but Chris, do you think Ipke has ordered a batch of Little Trees yet? Because you know that locker room smells like fucking Victory cigars still.
I'll be honest.
As you can see, we got our safety duo putting out theirs on the quarterback's towel.
I wonder if those guys are going to leave like the last 2 guys that you had pictures with, with the traitor and fucking the other guy.
About pictures, TJ Dudley pictures.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to leave like they did.
Those the kind you mean? Hey, I was at the game. The Gamecock fans out-cheered Clemson the majority of the game. We cheered so loud, your band had to play at full volume to drown out a Gamecock chant, and they still couldn't. I heard it showed up on TV. I heard the Gamecock chant showed up on TV.
Someone go kick the tuba player. Blow it a little harder, buddy.
I sent you a picture over Rob. I sent you a picture over my son doing the stanky leg on the tiger paw yesterday.
I didn't see that. You sent that to me or to Rob?
Jackpot, you should have sent it to me when I sent you that logo.
That's really good, Jackpot.
You can put that up on the screen.
Yeah, I am. Just give me a second. I got to get it over there. Hold on a second.
Chrissy, give me your. Go ahead and beat your chest. Well, first off, let me beat my chest if I can, just for 1 second. I'm the one who said after Oklahoma we were going to win every game since then. Rob called me fucking crazy. Rob said we were going to lose every game.
He also said that we were worse than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he said we were worse than Pittsburgh.
What did Vegas have it at?
I got everything right. Billy Cole calls me crazy. Rob calls me crazy. And yet I continue to get things right. Okay? We dominated you. Go ahead,
Vegas had us at what? 4 wins?
Yeah, 4.5. I think it was 4.5.
Oh god,
no, it was 5.5.
And let's think about this real quick. All right, give Beamer credit. You talk shit about Beamer. I think we all, even Carolina fans, I take credit to talk shit about Beamer. But Beamer
he deserves it sometimes.
Took a team from 5-7 to 9-3. Can Dabo do that?
Hell no.
Nah.
And another thing, Chris, I've been telling y'all as well, just to beat my chest again. I'm the one who's been saying Beamer has overperformed in all but 1 year.
It's
been on the tape. Go rewind it. He was faced with injuries. We had 9 offensive linemen out last year.
And next year, there's nothing else but the championship. I mean,
if Lenoris ain't in the conversation for Heisman preseason, the Heisman loss is worth.
Look, we're number 1, baby. We're number 1. Face it, next year we're number 1. Georgia can't hang on to
it. Call it now. You're winning the championship next year.
You have Georgia fans.
That's like that Travis Hunter guy getting fucked out of that whatever it was, that Jim Thorpe Award for the best defensive back. I mean,
there you go. There's the fruit of Jackpot's loin right there.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's right.
And hey, another
Take the
thing,
leg on that paw.
how happy was Jackpot after that stream talking about the first thing he thought of? I'm so glad I got my son some tickets.
Jackpot, why didn't you send me this earlier? I would have made this the damn. I would have made this the still image for the podcast. Yeah, the thumbnail.
Let's be honest, guys.
Think about it.
Sellers rode his nuts on Clemson's defense.
I'll do that for Wednesday.
He had 164 on the ground. And this is the same guy who told me 300 yards versus the Citadel ain't a problem. It was the biggest problem. You couldn't stop our run at all.
I mean, I know that you're not used to winning. I told you, congratulations.
We won 2 out of the last 3. How am I not used to winning?
We went 9-3 this year. We're used to winning.
Yeah, we've won 6 in a row. How about
you're
you?
a fucking shithole.
And
Good
we're
fucking
in the
8-9 win seasons in your whole goddamn football career.
You're in a cupcake
Fuck off with all that.
league, and you
You're a
got
fucking shithole. Shut up.
The best part about it is it was transfers who made the biggest plays. The game-sealing interception was a transfer.
I give you credit for winning yesterday, but you're not a fucking overall winning program. You're a shithole.
When y'all ready,
hey, we're already a better program than Clemson.
No, you're not.
Hey.
I bet you will whoop your ass again next year.
How many ranked wins has Clemson won compared to us?
I'll wait.
The season's not over yet, buddy.
I'll wait, buddy. I'll wait.
It's not over yet, buddy.
I'll wait. Hold on, I'll wait.
Not to mention any team that played them at Clemson with a winning record beat them this year.
A flawed team in Clemson is probably going to the playoff. You know why? Because when people see the Tiger Paw, they don't think fucking
nobody's
idiot.
scared of that fucking paw.
So, listen, Beamer really ruined that home field environment for you when he whooped your ass.
At least LSU has a real Tiger.
No, he didn't. I'm glad. I'm kind of glad y'all won because that means Beamer gets to stay. We get to watch him fall.
Beamer was going to stay regardless. We were 8-3.
It's the same. It's the same thing with Muschamp. He's just Muschamp.
It's probably going to be
Beamer, he's already surpassed Steve Spurrier's win total in 4 years. I thought.
You open up with LSU at home next year?
No, they don't.
I think it's
they
Georgia
don't. Let me tell you something. If they played Ole Miss or Alabama or Ole Miss would wipe the floor with Clemson. All right, let's face it.
Rob, Clemson doesn't open up with LSU next year at home?
I have to look, Jackpot. I don't remember, to be honest.
I think you do. That's a paddling.
Yeah, you're going to get your ass spanked. Get a little paddling.
That's gonna be a pissed off LSU team, too.
Megan says Billy says that Betty White was hot as hell as a teenager.
Damn, Billy's still getting roasted in the comments. That's crazy.
Earlier he said when Billy was in school, history wasn't a subject.
Billy knew Mr. Clean when he had an afro.
That's
disrespectful. Billy farts dust. What did you do to these people?
Billy, I give you credit. I talked a lot of shit, but Tennessee, you did something magical. I thought Vandy was gonna have your ass. I was hoping they would, but
that was.
Okay.
I saw a stat, Chris. In the Heupel era, it might not even be in the Heupel era. Just in the last 33 times they were down 14 points, they lost. They're like 0 for 33.
Billy knew Burger King when he was still a prince.
In the comment section.
Hey, do you have me blocked?
No, I'm talking about
who?
Where you can't see
comments.
Surely not me.
Bottom. No, not y'all. Never mind.
All right.
Hey.
So that's Matt says, "Is that a young?" Yeah, that's Jackpot Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the actual dance going on? Because I mean, what about Big Spur?
No, I just have what Jackpot sent me. So there you go.
How about Eman Worry rubbing your rock?
He ran down the hill.
Running down the hill, rubbing your rock. You got us planting the flag at the paw. Hey, you know another thing I wanted to talk about?
That's how it's been 2 years in a row. They might as well just leave it there.
Well, that too. But Kale, you'll love this. Another thing I just haven't seen it on YouTube. I've been looking. I haven't seen it. Where is the Shadow of Death Valley edit of this game?
Oh, I don't know. He's down bad.
Is it just non-existent?
He was also a big Kamala supporter. So he took 2 giant L's in
There
November.
it is. That
He's
makes
in
sense.
Hawaii. He's
Yeah,
That
probably
makes
so
sense.
it
I'm
may
sure
have been a
he's
little bit. It was a little bit too much for him to.
yeah. I'm sure he's screaming in
to
a
deal
pillow
with.
somewhere like a good
I
housewife.
was going to direct message him on Twitter and say, "You okay, buddy?" You know, I know that Kamala losing was rough on you, and now this. So shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he's painting a smile on his face and screaming in
What
a
do you
pillow.
think? What do you think hurt his feelings more, Jackpot? The Clemson loss or the Kamala loss?
Oh, Clemson.
Bro, I think probably the Kamala loss. He was really mad about that.
Really? No way people liked her that much.
Well, it wasn't that. It was it's hatred for Trump.
Some
That's what it
TDR.
is. They don't give a fuck. They would have voted for the fucking devil if he was running for Democrat. Yeah.
And let's not forget, Torrey Simpkins had 30 yards of penalties.
Yep. Hey, we
I
tried to
don't know
give
what
you
the hell was
the
wrong
game.
with him yesterday. His head was in his ass.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We did our best to give you the game, and Dabo just said, "Fuck you, I don't want to win."
Let's go for a touchdown.
Let's
throw
go
it
I
for a
was so mad.
touchdown.
I was so
Let's go for
angry at that
4-1.
dude yesterday.
I was too. I was like,
Did you see Did you see the tackle the Vakari Swain made out of bounds where he almost ripped that Clemson player's helmet off? I'm like, what the fuck? They didn't call it.
Yep.
That was dumb.
I'm glad. I'm happy.
Well,
but
it was a 3-faceted ass beating. All right, we won on every phase of the game. Okay, just Beamer absolutely rolled out his nuts and drug them all over that Death Valley Junior Ucalla Stadium. All right, the crowd was quiet by the third drive. They weren't even invested in the game. They knew what was going to happen. Okay.
Surprised they didn't leave.
Yeah,
I would have left.
A lot of them,
Early way out.
I'm surprised they didn't either. But the thing is, there were a lot of Gamecock fans there though too. So you know they're going to fill out the stadium regardless if the orange leaves.
Now the issue we got to get corrected is the fumbles.
Gosh, you are so right, and that's one thing you do gotta.
If not for those 2 fumbles in crucial when we were running the ball down their throat, you might well have seen people heading for the turnstiles by the middle of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why they just can't tuck the fucking ball in. I mean, I've seen Rocket run with 2 hands on it at points, but it just seems like every time they get tackled from behind, they're getting the ball poked out.
And
I've seen it so much.
The question I was thinking was, and this is what really frustrates me is, I really feel like that was like a C+ rating for our team playing them. Like for some reason, and I'm saying that because why were our cornerbacks or safeties playing so light on their receivers? You see how far back they were playing when they could have been playing a man-to-man, actually been man-to-man.
Yeah, and that's the adjustment they made about halfway through the third. I think they were giving that up on purpose.
Like,
why else would they be? Why else would they be giving it up? I mean, to be fair, Clemson had two good deep shots to start off the game.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to give them their respect on that. So maybe they were playing off, saying we'll live with the underneath, we'll play it when we need to, but we're going to sit off of these guys. Because to be fair to your 2 young guys, they made 2 pretty good contested catches out on the sideline.
And
we've got to move on, gentlemen. I mean, it's I'm not trying to be a dick. Some of us have to work tomorrow.
Yep.
So not just me. Jackpot's probably got to be up at fucking 3:00 in the morning. Am I right, Jackpot?
3:30.
3:30. Let's be fair. You won. Congratulations. Good luck. We'll see where you guys end up. All right.
All right, we'll see you.
Dabo sucks. He won't take any transfers. We whooped your ass.
We'll
2 out of the last 3.
All right, there you go. Let's bring Jarrett in really quick. Jarrett, what do you got, buddy?
Nothing really. Just Alabama, I feel like shouldn't be in because they're inconsistent, like Georgia, and that's my team. Alabama is inconsistent. They have 2 bad losses with unranked teams. I think Mizzou is unranked now, correct?
They didn't lose to Mizzou. They lost to Vandy, and they lost
Vandy.
Vandy.
Yeah, Vandy and Oklahoma.
Vandy and Oklahoma are both 6-6.
Yeah. They lost to Vandy and Oklahoma. They lost to Tennessee, who Georgia beat. So I get that South Carolina lost to Alabama, but South Carolina is playing the best ball of their, playing the best ball right now.
We talk about what a great story Vandy was, but I think they finished 2-6 in the conference. So I mean, their only conference wins were Alabama and Auburn.
Yeah,
In Kentucky. No, I'm sorry, they were 3-5 in the conference.
I just don't see why Alabama should be in the playoffs because of how inconsistent they are.
Because of brand recognition and because they're going to use the head-to-head result as which I mean that's fair. I mean I get it. They did beat us, but I mean I also don't see how you don't take into account that we were 21-point underdogs on the road and lost by 2.
Yeah, I don't get why they would be. I don't get why Alabama would be in because of how inconsistent they are. And the 2 losses that they had, which were bad losses to Vandy and
South Carolina
Oklahoma.
also has a better road record than they do, and I think that's important. You perform on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Georgia.
Comment here. I like how Clemson sucks, but every team mentions them as one of their best wins. Yeah.
Well, Pete, the host of this show, said that they suck.
I don't think they're very good. I don't.
Who do you not think is very good?
I don't think Clemson's very good.
Yeah, Clemson isn't very good. They're not a good team.
They're not. I don't think they're good compared to the Clemson teams we've had.
Well, they were ranked number 12 when we beat them. So, I mean, obviously somebody thinks they're pretty good.
Right. Well, I don't think they're very good. I'm entitled to my opinion. I don't think they're very good. Sorry.
Yeah. South Carolina, I knew was going to beat them. I didn't think it would be that close, but I guess Dabo should have never gone for it. He should have fucking let – that's not on Cade Klubnik. That's on the coach. That's a coaching error.
They asked Sweeney in the press conference, and Klubnik was told to either throw it into the end zone or throw it away, and he threw it over the middle on a check down.
He shouldn't have been doing either one of them. They should have ran that right up in the middle of the damn field and set up for a field goal. You were at home.
They should
went
have just
for over
kicked the fucking field goal. That's what they should have done.
Exactly. They shouldn't have been fucking around with anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially knowing that he hasn't turned the ball over all day long. And he normally turns the ball over at least once a game. Am I right?
Yeah.
And the odds were not in his favor to not turn it over.
Yep. He fucked up. He fucked up bad. And Dabo is not a good coach, in my opinion. He makes mistakes, a lot of mistakes. And Shane Beamer, in my opinion, as of late, has made a lot of good choices. Not all the time, but now of late, more than good times. He's made more good choices. Dabo
I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
And Dabo hasn't. And listen, they might win the ACC title game, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Well, they might make the playoffs, but they're not winning a damn national title. They're getting booted out of the playoffs.
Nobody on this show has said they're going to win a national title. That's the thing. Clemson has fucked you fucking so hard that anytime anything with oh my god, Clemson is not a good team this year. They're going to make the playoffs as not a good team.
They might even lose to SMU.
Good. I don't think they're going to lose to SMU, but they might. They're not a good team, man. They're not. They're not.
They might lose to SMU.
South Carolina, this is their – I understand, and this is why I don't think we should schedule them. We are their Super Bowl. We always are. We will –
okay, here you go. Nadern over here in the comment section or whatever your name is. I can't even pronounce that shit. Here's another one. When is Jackpot apologizing for saying fire Beamer? He sucks. I'm not. How about that?
Yeah, he's not.
I told you people before on here. When is it okay? When is it okay? How about this? If you've ever criticized a coach or a player for anything, then you don't have any kind of right to support them when they do things correctly. I mean, is that the narrative we're working with nowadays?
I criticize Kirby Smart. He fucked up not kicking the extra point.
How many times did Uncle Lou criticize Kirby Smart and get on his ass?
I
mean, how many
criticize
times
Kirby
have I heard
Smart.
Clemson fans get on Dabo's ass? I mean, everybody does it.
I wanted Sweeney fired in year one because I thought he was full of shit.
Everybody
but then you know
does
what? It balanced out and he fucking won 2 national titles. So people need to stop giving Jackpot shit for that. Because to be fair,
it's fine. I love it. And in fact, I love to bat it back to him.
Oh, but
to be fair, everybody does that. If you're performing well, you're going to get praised. People are going to like you. If you're not performing well, people are going to criticize your decision making. They're going to criticize you, and they're going to call for your head. That's just the nature of the beast here. It's like I said, it's like being in school. I mean, if I was your teacher and I got on your ass because you're making D's in my class, are you going to stick that B plus that you make in April up in my face? Say, remember when you got on my ass when I was making D's? Yeah, because you deserved it. But you're making D's now. You turned it around. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got on Kirby Smart for fucking up the Georgia Tech game. He should have taken the field goal. He should have taken the extra point, but he didn't.
He fucking won. There were people that were fucking wanting him.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. He fucked up. He should have kicked the field goal. He went for it. He should have kicked it. He should have kicked the extra point. No, he went for a 2-point conversion. Even Uncle Lou said the same thing. I don't give a fuck. It was the wrong decision. We wouldn't have to get an overtime, and I wouldn't have to took years off of life watching it.
Well, look, what he should do is apologize to Jackpot for stealing from him. Because that's what he did. He cost Jackpot like $350. So fuck
Who's
Kirby
that?
Smart. Kirby Smart. He fucked you out of $350. All right, Jarrett, we got to go. Thank you, buddy. There you go. Jarrett's out of here. All right, Jackpot. It's been a good show, buddy. We'll be back at it on Wednesday. Updated standings are up for the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. Go and check them out. Also, there are 6 games this weekend that are conference championship games that will be played on Saturday. We will have that form up tomorrow.
Are there any conference championship games on Friday this year or no?
Yeah, I've got them. You want to go over them really quick here?
Sure.
Since we're here. All right. There are, let's see here.
I wish there was a way we could pick those games too, but I know it would be hard to get everybody on board.
Look, sir, here, I have to tell you something. Your name is on the marquee. If you want to pick the Friday games, we'll add the fucking Friday games and tell them.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. Some people don't pick until Saturday, and that's been the rule. So let's just leave it like it is.
All right. The Friday games are, let's see here. You got the Mountain West Championship, UNLV and Boise State.
Yeah.
And then you got the American Championship, Tulane and Army. So there's that one. But here's the slate for Saturday. Big 12 Championship, Iowa State, Arizona State at noon. Georgia and Texas for the SEC title at 4. Penn State and Oregon at 8 o'clock for the Big 10 Championship. Then you got the ACC Championship, Clemson and SMU. And then you got one more here. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, actually, there's a third one on Friday, too. The Conference USA title, Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State. You've also got Miami of Ohio and Ohio for the MAC. Marshall and Louisiana for the Sun Belt. Those are the other 2.
Do you think that there'll be a good representation of Tater fans in Charlotte? I mean, this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing.
I think a lot of them, from what I gather, bought their tickets beforehand, and the Tiger Ticket Exchange is on fire right now with people going. I think Clemson will show up. I don't know. I don't think SMU will bring a big crowd, to be honest with you, but I don't know for sure. There's lots of money in Dallas, so we'll see. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean,
it is a spur-of-the-moment thing. I mean, they didn't think they were going to be going.
You can get a ticket for $54 right now, according to ESPN's site. So So if you want to go. Jackpot, you want to go to the ACC championship game? I'll come get you and we'll go. What do you think? My treat.
Maybe. I have to think about that.
Think about it. It's 8 o'clock game, so we could theoretically get up there, watch the game, drive back, and be home by. Well, fuck! I got to drive from there to Simpsonville and then to my house. It'd be late, but we can figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, for $54,
that could be fun.
It might be. Are you gonna wear your Gamecock gear there? If I were you, I would. Fuck them.
That's it, yeah.
Fuck them. That's exactly right. If they say something to you, we'll throw them off the top of the stadium. That's how that shit works. All right, it's been a good show. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later on.
We'll see you later.